Hello everyone, it's I, Crocodile99, and today is all about the Malaysian Gharial. Welcome you back to Reptile Planet. Alright, the Malaysian, or also known as the false Gharial. Now, the Malaysian Gharial can be found in Indonesia, Borneo, Western Java, Southeast Asia, Malaysia, inhabiting freshwater rivers, swamps, and lakes. Now, they are almost similar to their other counterparts, the Indian Gharial, but there are some differences between the two. So the false Gharial can go to around 16 or even 18 feet long, whereas females can go to around 11 feet long. So the males are at the 16 to 18 foot long mark, whereas the females stay a lot smaller. So it's kind of like that difference between the male and the female, where the males are a lot bigger than the females. But the difference is that false Gharials don't have the distinctive bump on their snout like the Indian Gharials have, or the Gara as it's called. So false Gharials do not have that, don't have the distinctive Gara on their snout. So the false Gharial can have a dark reddish brown coloration, along with a dark brown or even black crossbanded pattern from head to tail. They do have a mottled pattern to them as well. Their underside can be a bit a beige type of coloration to them. Now, just like the Indian Gharial, the false Gharial can also be identified not from its coloration, but also from that distinctive slender snout that they use for predominantly catching their prey. Now, the Indian Gharial has a similar snout, but they're more likely adapted to catching fish, whereas the false Gharial does have a larger range diet than the Indian Gharial. Now, false Gharials can have a diet consisting of fish, crustaceans, monkeys, smaller reptiles. So basically, much more of a varied diet. Now, during the breeding season, females will live to around 20 to 60 eggs. So basically, they will find a kind of like a bank that they'll be able to go on land and basically dig a hole that's also temperature controlled to deposit their eggs. That way, like many reptiles, the gender is based on the temperature. So warmer it is, they'll hatch as males. Cooler temperatures can hatch as females. So the false Gharial does have a good and very interesting physical characteristic, but there is a downside because of the Malaysian Gharial is under threat from habitat deforestation, hunting. So basically, their habitat is slowly depleting, as well as they are being hunted for the meat in their skins. So they are pronounced vulnerable on the endangered species list, which means there are just about over 2,500 Gharials, false Gharials left in the wild. And for right now, due to conservation projects, rehabilitation projects, breeding programs, is basically trying to help reduce the number of false Gharials. That way, hopefully one day we'll be able to see them thrive in their natural habitat once again. But so far, it's a very slow process, but it is very efficient to the survival of the species. And there is a good number of them in captivity that help us preserve the amount of numbers of false Gharial that are left. That way, the species will not be fully extinct. Now, generally, false Gharials, they may look intimidating, they're quite large, they may incite fear to a lot of people, but they are really interesting animals, and basically, we don't want to see animals go through extinction. So many efforts are taking place to preserve their numbers, and hopefully one day we'll be able to see them thrive in our natural habitat once again. So yeah, just like their other counterparts, false Gharials can be a bit more sluggish on land, but more agile on the water. So basically, this kind of adaptation does help the Gharial survive. Also, it kind of is a weak point because of its needing a riverbank to bask, and also to they lay its eggs. If they have nowhere to lay its eggs, then basically that can also cause devastation on their numbers. So that's why their habitat needs to be preserved, and their numbers do need to be protected to prevent these guys from facing extinction. So yeah, the false Gharial is definitely a unique crocodilian species, but their numbers are in danger of further decline. So that's why we are trying to do everything we can to basically preserve their numbers to make sure they do not go extinct in the wild. Alright, so that is the false Gharial. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions for me, post in the comments below. Don't forget, subscribe for more content, and I will see you all next time. See ya! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Follow me on social media, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.